welcome to another Chatz with Charnie. Today we have a special guest all the way from Helsinki in Finland. Kegan is going to be telling us a bit more about what life is like in Finland and how he got there, why he's there, what's his favorite things about Finland. So without any further ado, Kegan, welcome to Chatz with Charnie. Please tell us more about yourself.
Hi, Charnie. Yeah, as Charnie mentioned, I'm Kegan. I'm currently in Helsinki in Finland. I've been here for about just over a year and a half now, so since the beginning of last year. Really enjoying my time over here, just getting used to the winters are probably the biggest adjustment that you would need to consider. Yeah, so I'm in auditing. I've been in auditing since I started my career, I guess. And that has given me the benefit of taking me to a few places. I've done a short stint in America, in Des Moines, Iowa. I don't think many people know where that is, but it was a pleasurable experience. Yeah.
It's like in the Midwest, if I'm right, right?
Yeah, close to about 5 hours drive away from Chicago, I guess is the best way to explain that. Yep. And then after that, back to South Africa for a few years, and now I'm here. So trying to make the most of my time over here in Finland.
So tell us, Kegan, how did you decide on Finland? How did it come about? And why Helsinki?
I don't have a very interesting story about this. I knew that I wanted to travel at some point and do some time abroad at some point. So when I was getting close to considering or actually trying to make a move forward, the company that I work for sent out a global email to say that they are looking for people in these specific places, and Finland was one of the places. The rest of them were all islands, and I was like, I don't really want to go to an island.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's look at Finland, and I figured I'm never going to go there on my own or without anybody telling me to do it. So let's maybe just apply. And then I applied, and then 2 weeks later they said yes, I should come. And then without really considering everything that goes into it, I moved to Finland.
And what's like the language like? Because is English a predominant like business language, or did you actually have to learn Finnish? How did that work?
English is very commonly spoken in Finland, especially in Helsinki or in the major cities. So I've never really had a problem, and my clients all speak English. So I've never really had a problem with having to learn the Finnish language. I have attended classes trying to learn the Finnish language, but it's one of the more difficult languages in the world. So that's not going very well. Yeah, I've been here for a year and a half, and I speak the bare essentials. The other difficult thing is also the Finnish that you learn in class is very grammatically correct, and a lot of people use slang as we do in South Africa, and they use shortened versions of the words. So when people speak it, I can't really pick up what they're saying. They also speak very fast. So when people speak Finnish, my brain just switches off and I assume they're not speaking to me.
I mean, that's probably the best that you can do in that situation. What has been your quality of life like in Helsinki compared to when you lived in Cape Town and you lived in South Africa? So when I ask this question, I mean like, what's been your cost of living? Do you have a better work-life balance? Are the people friendly? Are they hospitable? What is life like now?
If we look, let's take the one part that you mentioned, work-life balance. I think to Finland, or yes, in Finland specifically, as well as a lot of the other Nordic countries, there is this constant drive to having the work-life balance. So I think in terms of that, there are very specific periods of the year that I'm busy, and then there's also very specific periods that we're not really busy. Another thing over here is they're very big on summer holidays. So if you get to like July, then everybody is off for like a month or just over a month, and like really nothing is happening in terms of work anywhere in the country at that stage. So that's a very big thing over here. So that is something that I do enjoy about being here. The rest of cost of living, I would say it's definitely Helsinki, I would consider to be a more expensive country if I look at the rest of Europe. But in terms of what you get paid and cost of living, I definitely do think that it's marginally better over here than it is in South Africa, especially Cape Town. But yeah, I am somebody that does enjoy a very active social life. So that cost is a bit more expensive here compared to a lot of other places. So
So then tell
that's
us,
really the only problem that I have with any pricing over here.
on any given Friday or Saturday night, Keegan, with regards to your social life, how much would you roughly spend on a night
I'm not comfortable answering this
out?
question. it's
Needless to say, it's a lot of money.
it's a very big range, but there have been nights very often where I spent way too much.
Okay, so we're
Let's
talking
put it
about
that
a
way.
three-digit number in euros.
That happens more often than I would like to admit.
Okay,
Yes,
okay, that's all we need to know. All
yes.
we need to know. So since you've been in Europe, and I mean, it is so easy to travel in Europe, as you know,
Yes.
how many places have you been to? What has been your favorite destination so far?
Yeah, so I've been to a few places while I was in Europe. Obviously, this whole year has been taken away for us in terms of that. But last year, I was lucky enough to go to a few places. I have some friends in Jersey, in the Channel Islands, so I went there. Actually, my second time visiting there. I've been in London. I was in Amsterdam during Pride Week in Amsterdam, which was quite a cool experience because they have like floats on the canals in Amsterdam, which was cool. I was in Tenerife. I don't even like the beach, but a friend of mine was
Oh,
close to Spain at that stage, and he suggested we go. And
and
then
just to be clear, is Tenerife close? Like, is it in the Canary Islands? Like,
yes,
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 okay.
correct. It's in the Canary Islands. When I was flying over there, it took so long. I figured I might as well have went back home. But it was an enjoyable weekend. Yeah. And then I've went to Estonia a few times. You can take the ferry from Helsinki to the capital of Estonia, which takes just about 2 hours. My team had a away day in Poland in Gdansk, so I was there for like a night,
Oh,
which was quite
nice.
a cool experience. Yeah,
Gdansk is
and
a beautiful city. I've been there myself. It's really
very
nice.
pretty old town, yes. And then this year I was in Paris to see Stormzy. I really enjoy Stormzy's music.
Oh,
So
nice.
that was cool. So I was there for a week, and then afterwards I just traveled in onto Scotland. I was in Glasgow and Edinburgh, very pretty country.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
what's your favorite? What's been your favorite place?
Favorite place, favorite experience, let's say favorite experience of traveling was probably Paris because I was there to see Stormzy, as I mentioned. And I also wasn't there for too long and I knew a few people there, which made the whole trip very enjoyable. So I really enjoyed that whole weekend experience. But my favorite place out of all of this is probably Jersey in the UK. But it's an island. I don't know if I would be able to live there, but visiting there was always a pleasurable experience. I really enjoy going there.
Ah, awesome. And now, Talas, this is a question that I think everybody wants to know when they meet somebody who's been abroad. What is the thing that you miss the most about South Africa?
The people. The
Mm.
people in South Africa. That's the thing that I miss the most. I always say, like, I love being in Finland. I really enjoy it here. If I could bring all of the people there to live here with me permanently, then I would do that. So I miss the people a lot. And Braai, I really do miss Braai. I think that's one of the bigger ones. Last week, actually, interestingly enough, we did have a Braai. While I was here, I got to meet a few other South Africans and like actually friends with an ambassador to Finland from South Africa. So we were all over there at the residence, and then we had a braai. Yeah, that was quite
Nice.
cool.
So, what is the South African population like in Helsinki or Finland? Is it a large group or is it far and few in between?
I think in the whole country there are about 5,000 people, if I'm not mistaken. One of the other guys that I met told me that.
Okay.
But yeah, I have quite a few South African friends. We all have a WhatsApp group together where we
Oh,
plan
that's
stuff.
so cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah.
So,
I'm the only one here that didn't move here for a woman.
Jimmy. So tell me with regards to the friends group. So I know that when I lived in the United States and when I lived in Europe, I was mainly friends with either other foreigners or other South Africans, not really so much with the locals. It's kind of very hard to break that barrier. Do you experience the same thing in Finland?
So very, very similar. All of my friends are not from here. I think I have one Finnish friend, but it's I think the type of people that Finnish people are, they're very reserved. They don't really like small talk and any of those things. So getting to speak to them about that, or getting to speak to them in that way is also a bit difficult. And also when they're in large groups of people, I'm the type of person that will feel awkward that they have to switch their language to speak to me. So then I just normally try and avoid those situations.
Yeah.
So I don't have many Finnish friends, but yeah, I have, my friend group is mainly foreigners.
Now tell us about the food. Is the food good? Is it different? Is it weird? What is it like?
I would consider it to be weird. I would consider it to be weird. A big thing in Finland is eating reindeer. I haven't gotten myself to actually eat reindeer meat. The concept just puzzled me a bit. So I haven't eaten that myself. And then obviously a lot of fish. They eat a lot of fish
Of
over
course,
here
yes, that makes
with
sense.
the proximity to the sea. But some of the other dishes I do enjoy. There's something that they have called putipana. I'm definitely not pronouncing that correctly. I'm
Putipana.
definitely not pronouncing that correctly, which is basically just like it started to be like just the food that you had left over from the night before, and then you just add it together with a bunch of potatoes. So how they make it is like a lot of small chopped up potatoes, and then with a lot of different sausages and stuff inside them, like topped with an egg. I really enjoy that.
Oh, nice.
That's probably the one thing here that I would really miss if I had to ever leave. But in terms of the other food, I think the way that they prepare it is a bit more strange to me, and I'm a picky eater in general. So me trying it, it has to look presentable in a manner to me before I would actually eat it. So I'm not really adventurous when it comes to those types of things.
Now, you said if you should ever leave, you would miss this dish. Now, are you considering leaving, or do you see yourself being in Finland for maybe a few more years and then moving to another country? What is in your mind currently? You don't have to give too much information, just where you at.
I enjoy being here. I enjoy being here. Yep, I enjoy being here.
I
Let's just
accept.
say the 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 people in my life currently here make me want to stay.
I accept that answer. Thank you so much, Keegan. So
Don't
last
do not
question.
get me to say it. Do not get me to say it.
Last question, Jimmy.
Yes.
What advice would you give South Africans back home, the ones that are thinking about moving to another country, thinking about coming to Finland, considering Finland, or people who have never even considered Finland before? What advice would you give them if they asked you, do you think I should go?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to consider if you're trying to do a move like this is thinking about the why. Why would you want to do it? What is it that you want to get out of the process? What do you want to learn out of the process? And then take it from there. After you can answer yourself the question of the why, and it's something that you still want to do, then I guess it's up to you to research where you think would be a best fit. I mean, if the why is that you want to live comfortably, then you can look at the fit. If something with the why is you want to be completely out of your comfort zone, then find something that you think is out of your comfort zone as well. This place is completely out of my comfort zone, to be perfectly honest. Finland, a lot of Finland is getting used to weather.
Yes,
So like
can imagine.
that's the biggest thing here. So in winter there would be days where you don't have the sun, or like weeks where you don't really see the sun. And then in summer the sun really doesn't go down. Well, in that 1 month that we do have the summer here.
Oh
So a
my
lot of people's moods and activities are very influenced by the weather.
yes.
I remember when I just moved here, I was speaking to some South Africans and I was like, what is your experience like here? Because I was very like unsure of the place in the beginning. It's like, just wait for summer, dude. The summer here is really cool. The people start smiling more. And I was like, impossible. These people are not going to smile. But in summer here, it's a very magical place to be. People are very happy. People are always about. Yeah, Finnish summers are great. But yeah, it's details like that that you have to check out when considering a move. What would be best for you? But I always say, if you're thinking about traveling, just do it. If it's for leisure, if it's for work, if broadening your horizons is what you want to do. I always figured when I was a kid that the world is too big of a place for me to just stay in one location. So I try and get around as much as possible.
No, I completely agree. And I think that's really solid advice that you gave. That find out if it's what you want to do, find out why you want to do it, and then
Yeah.
go to a place that suits that why. And then also, if you want to go and travel, just go and do it.
Yep. And if you want to work in another place, probably then, and travel a lot doing that, then your location should probably be around Europe.
Yes,
That's a note to make.
100% agree. Europe is an amazing place to be located and then travel to different destinations from that place.
Yes.
Even if you want to travel to the United States, being in Europe is way better than being in South Africa.
Correct. I do not miss 16-hour flights.
Friend, please let's not talk about those things. Okay, so Jimmy. So sorry everyone, the reason why I call Keegan Jimmy is because I've been calling him Jimmy for the past, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 years, because when I met him, that's what everyone else was calling him. And I remember you telling me why it was Jimmy, but I can't quite remember. Do you want to share or should we just
The
leave
story is not as glamorous as the name is. I can share it. I can share it. Actually, this
that?
year
Okay.
is the first time that I shared with my mother
Oh,
why
wow.
people call me that. People just always assumed it was because of my middle name, which is very close to Jimmy. My middle name is Jameson, by the way. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Just keep that thought to yourself. I realize it's very inconvenient for me
I
having
got
that
it.
middle name.
I got it.
When I was in university, I was watching football. It was the Euro Under 21 World Cup. There was a guy that played for Norway. His name was Erwin Hoffer.
Okay.
So he had Jimmy cut in his head. I was like, why would he cut Jimmy in his head if his name is Erwin? With that thought in my head, I went to my friend Snipey and I said, cut Jimmy here in my head also. Don't know why I done it, but I did. And then I went to university, and after that, people just started calling me Jimmy, and then the name sort of stuck.
Very
Yeah.
unglamorous. I don't even think I remember the story like that. But you know what? It's been Jimmy for me ever since I met Keegan and we've worked together and it was still Jimmy. So
It's starting to catch on here as well.
is it?
People call me Jimmy here as well now, yeah.
It's a trend, man. You gotta go with it.
No,
Just
it's
say
when
my name
people call
is
Keegan, then
Keegan
sometimes
Jimmy.
I'm also looking for who's Keegan. Wow.
Okay, so Jimmy, you know what's next up? It's our 30-second rapid question where you have 30 seconds to answer as many questions as you can. Now, you need to beat 8.
Yes.
You need to beat 8 questions, and I know that you are competitive, so you want to win.
How does this work? If I don't know a question, can I say pass and then you
No,
get me a next
no,
question?
no. This is not how these things work. We
Okay.
are ethical here. Okay,
Okay.
we are ethical. Okay, so let's do this thing. Let me just. So Jimmy, can you see my screen?
I can.
Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Favorite city in the world?
Um, Chicago.
Favorite foreign meal or dish?
Putipana.
Furthest you've traveled?
The US, Des Moines, Iowa.
Favorite South African dish?
Praai.
Next travel destination?
Italy.
First thing you'll do post COVID?
Go to Italy, Rome.
What are you most grateful for?
When I saw those last few seconds, my brain switched off and I didn't even hear the question. What was that last question?
What are you most grateful for?
Jeez, existential questions. Being alive is probably the correct answer in 2020.
Okay, no, valid. Now I have some disappointing news.
No, if I don't want to hear it, we can just move on.
So you didn't get
I can count. I can count.
You didn't get it. No, but I need to tell the people
Yes.
what you
Yes.
got. So Jimmy got 6 questions. You answered
Terrible.
6 questions, but since you did answer 7 in its entirety, I'll give you number 7. So
No, Charnie. We ethical here, as you said.
ethical, you right.
I have to live with my failure. I have to live with my failure.
So you got 6 questions in 30 seconds. It's not bad. It's not bad. I definitely think that other guests have also averaged on 6. So well done. Well done. Keegan, thank you so much for being on Chatz with Charnie. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Thank you for telling us more about Helsinki and Finland and just motivating and encouraging the viewers on moving, on taking that step, on being courageous, on being brave, and just giving us solid advice on traveling and just moving and getting out of our comfort zones. I
Yep.
really wish you all the best. Have an awesome time in Italy when you do go. Live it up post COVID and just live your best life, as I know that you love doing. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all the great things that you do in the future.
Yep. Thanks for having me, Shawnee. I really appreciate it.
Oh no, awesome. Ciao.
Bye bye.